What's going on, guys? Oh my, Godzilla back here with a very exciting Godzilla figure review, guys. Today we are looking at all 5 of the standard issue 3.75-inch Funko Pops from the upcoming movie Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. So obviously we are looking at Godzilla, Shimo, Scar King, Kong, and Suco. These are really cool Funko Pops. Really glad to have all 5 of them. So that's the whole set minus the exclusives and the larger ones and the keychains. So let's jump right in.
Oh my god!
Jumping back to when these figures were in their packaging, I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at what they looked like. So we'll take a look at Godzilla. So it's got the logo up at the top. Every one of them features the kind of the forehead of the figure poking up on that part there. There is Godzilla. Side is always going to feature a image of them. We do have individual numbers for all of them. So here is our whole lineup. Obviously, we have all 5. Still looking for the big 2. I found the Godzilla, but I'm going to wait till I get the Kong, and I'm going to do a video on both the supersized ones. Little silhouetted half image. That's what that looks like. And I will quickly run you through all the barcodes, guys. You can use these at your targets. So screenshot that. That's Godzilla. Screenshot that. Shimo. Next up is Kong. Screenshot that barcode. As like I said, you can screenshot these barcodes and having a Target employee or presumably a Walmart employee if they're going to get them too. I got these at Target. But they can scan it, and they can see if they have any. They can see if stores near you have any. And hopefully you guys can get hooked up with some of these Funko Pops. So here's, once again, all 5 out of the boxes posed all together. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way right now. The scaling on these, obviously, within each other is not that great. If it was, you know, Suco would be significantly smaller because Scar King can pick him up and hold him in one arm. Shimo would probably be twice the size. Kong would be a little shorter than Godzilla. I think he's actually a little taller than Godzilla. So getting that out of the way right now, the scaling with these figures kind of within themselves is pretty inaccurate, but that's to be expected. They're just the Funko Pops. I'm glad they're all kind of the same size and, you know, all have good detail and sizing with it, just as individual figures. So I want to quickly go figure by figure and just give you a look at the detail. Godzilla does come with his atomic breath detached, so you can detach it. First off, I'll get out of the way right now. Here's the atomic breath. Pretty standard. We'll go ahead and compare it to the other atomic breath that we got for the GXK figures. Or the GVK figures, excuse me. But it's fine. It could be a little darker. Either a little darker or go more translucent. But either way, I definitely think we are going to get a glow-in-the-dark exclusive from somebody for this Godzilla, so I'm definitely excited for that. So setting that aside so we can look at just Godzilla. He looks pretty good. I don't really have any major complaints. The legs and feet look okay. His toe claws look a little bit awkward. Just the way they're spread out, I guess. I feel like his toe claw is a little too big. It should be kind of pinched up higher. So it almost makes it look like his feet look a little awkward. But that's fine. Legs, detail, body, good. You can see he's got the scales look pretty good. Leg scales are fine. The scales around the back are good. The spines are good. They could be a little bigger if they stuck out a little bit more. That'd be nice. But if these ones, you know, the big spikes at the end of his tail were a little more exaggerated, that'd be good. But detail on the tail all along the bottom is there. There's kind of the inside of the mouth. Obviously, you have the insert for the atomic breath. Teeth look pretty good. They're fine. A little bit of paint miscues here and there. That's not bad. The eyes are fine. I have a tiny little black dot there. I would have liked to see them had them paint all of these spines the pink that are kind of coming into the face, because I think that looks really cool. But nothing major to complain about. It's good for a $12 Funko. So there is Godzilla. Moving into the Kong. This is the second iteration of Kong we have gotten. We also had the Target exclusive Kong with the axe there. We'll bust him out in a moment to compare. But here's the Kong. Looks pretty good. He's got all the scratches. These scratches are actually texturized, so that's good. You know, they didn't just throw them on there painted. They actually come up a bit off the skin. Feet and hands look fine. There is some decent detail on those toes. You know, the nails there and kind of the knuckle you can see. Hand, you can kind of see some of the knuckle hands and the hand claws there. The beast glove looks fine. Nothing too special. Funko goes more for kind of a fun chibi effect more than a super accurate figure. The eyes and face look good. Kind of a grin, just a kind of grumpy Kong. Back looks good. Fur texture's fine. No head articulation on these guys. I don't think any of these figures have any articulation. So there is our Kong figure. Here is our Shimo. Again, this figure, if it was sizingly accurate, would be like literally probably twice the size. Because I mean, Shimo, if you've seen any of the images, spoiler alert if you haven't, Shimo stands more than Godzilla's height on all fours. So this one could go to be a lot bigger. Again, we have the breath effect can come out. It's a fun little crystal effect. It's some nice freezing for that frostbite blast. Pretty good. This actually has some translucency to it, and along with some kind of little pieces. So I actually really like this piece. It'd be cool to get a glow-in-the-dark Shimo as well. That would be great, especially if they did the eyes right. So setting the breath effect aside, we'll look at Shimo. Starting with the hands and feet. The claws look fine. They're painted pretty well. Scales on the legs are good. Nice detailing on a couple pieces there. Body's fine. Not a ton to say about the base of the body, underside of the belly, but the spines on the back are great. I think they did a really good job, capturing how big they are, and they gave us a couple colors, just a teaser of the kind of lighter blue here, and then kind of that purpley blue. Tail looks good. Could have gone for these being a little bit bigger and bulkier, but it's a Funko. Mouth looks pretty good. Tongue's in there. You can see her teeth, and this one's actually weird because this piece fits in so tightly around the teeth that when I get it to I can get it to insert and be there, and it's not even plugged in. I'm kind of actually afraid to plug it all the way in because there's so much resistance. That gets pretty close, but it's definitely a pretty tight fit, so don't be afraid of that when it comes in. There's a couple of side spikes on the head that look good. I guess there's a little bit more of that colored spike on the back of the head. And the eyes are good. I guess that wasn't in because it's flopping around now. I like the color of the eyes, that blue hue. It would have been cool had they matched that exact color with Scar King's eyes, but Scar King's are definitely a little more kind of whited over. But there is Shimo. Moving into Scar King. Starting down at the feet. Again, no toenail or hand or fingernail paint, really, but the knuckles and the fingernails are there. So that's good. Got kind of nice long hands. They did a good job of capturing the paint. They even went ahead and did the his war paint. On the leg, you can see a little bit difference on that upper thigh, where the paint is. Some of the paint on his arms looks good. Arms are fine. He's got the whip slash kind of locked in over his shoulder. Teeth look pretty good. It would be nice if his mouth was a little more open, but I guess it'd be hard to do that. Face looks good. He's got his war paint. Except, that's what I've been calling it. I assume he puts on war paint. That's 100% what it looks like. He's got kind of his mutton chop looking things. Ears look fine. The head looks fine. The Funko Pops, I feel badly about not giving them, long, in-depth reviews. But for some of them, what you see is what you get. No articulation. Paint's fine. Detail's fine. They're going for kind of a fun, chibi look. So there is Scar King. Last but not least, is that a mini Kong? Yes, sir, it is. It is our friend Suco. He looks good. He looks pretty cute. Same thing with the hands and feet. He's got the fingernail and knuckle detail, but no additional paint on there. Body looks good. Fur's fine. No articulation on these guys. The face is good. He looks pretty adorable. Not bad. He's got his little eye scar. I wonder if we'll figure out how he gets that. I wonder if Scar King gives him that. That would be interesting if they cover that, kind of give him a flashback of sorts. That would be very interesting to see. But again, what you see is what you get. I got a little paint miscue there on the wrist. You can see a little graying. Tiny bit on the head, the back of the head too, those gray little bumps. But there he is. He's adorable. He's small. He's Suco. So, and as for size comparisons, guys, I wanted to start with a couple of Funko Pops from the other Godzilla vs. Kong movie. So we have the giant size Godzilla and Kong. So obviously these are way different sizes. These are like in a 10-inch scale, 3.75-inch scale. But I just wanted to go ahead and get you guys a showing for how much bigger these figures are, or I guess how much smaller our new ones are than the giant size ones. Next one's going to be the super-sized Funko Pop for the new movie. There is Godzilla Evolved. That's the only one I have tracked down. Have not yet tracked down Kong. But that is kind of in the... When they first announced they were doing bigger figures, I didn't really read into it, and I just assumed that they were going to be the same 10-inch ones. But these are the 6-inch ones, which are in scale with the kind of more standard Godzilla figures that we already have. I think there's 6 of these different kind of variants. This is the one with the purple spines. I really want to track down all of these. Have a fully complete Godzilla Funko collection. But there's kind of a couple more Funko Pop scalings. The last Funko Pops I wanted to compare these two are going to be the Godzilla and Kong from the last movie. Obviously, we have a few different Godzilla and Kong figures from the last movie. These are kind of some of the most comparable and standard ones. So obviously super similar, very similar pose. You can tell, especially with the Godzilla, his hands are only slightly different. The atomic breath effect actually looks to be the exact same. You can see this kind of bigger ridge. It's coming up. That piece. So this is pretty much a copy-paste. Even the base looks the same. So the atomic breath is a copy-paste. The Godzillas are very similar. And obviously the Kongs are going to be pretty similar. Actually, a bit of a different fur color. A little darker, a little more brown here. Of course, I got to dust these guys off. So there's your comparison with the Godzilla and Kong from GXK. So there's your GXK versus your GVK. And then quickly, once more, I wanted to just throw down the first of the exclusives I was able to snag. That's the Target exclusive Kong. He's not called anything different, but he's the only... This is actually the only figure any company has done so far that Kong comes with the Beast Glove and the axe. We'll see if he ever wields them at the same time, but that's the first time he's been seen with them, is on a Funko Pop. And in case I haven't compared him enough things, I just wanted to show him off against some figures you might also be familiar with, kind of the sizing of. This is the Godzilla Evolved Playmates. Just wanted to kind of show 3.75-inch Funko against a circa 6-inch Playmates figure. And then a Movie Monster Series Bandai figure that obviously is the Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong that comes with the exclusive DVD set. So there's kind of how they compare to another 6-inch figure. Alrighty, so this has been the 5 standard, non-exclusive Funko Pops from the upcoming movie Godzilla x Kong, the New Empire. I'm sure we'll get more. I'm sure we'll get glow-in-the-dark, so I'm sure we'll get repaints. I'm sure we'll get stuff that, we don't know about has happened because of spoilers. Hopefully we'll get more, spoiler figures. So these are the standards, guys, just to let everybody in. I found them at Target. Go ahead and check the websites. Use those codes that I showed you. The other figure you can be on the lookout for is, of course, this Kong with the Battle Beast with Glove and the axe. So be on the lookout for him. That's a Target exclusive. The other 2 exclusives that we know about right now is a Funko Store exclusive Scar King on the Throne. It's a really cool looking one. Can't wait to track down that. That is a Funko exclusive. So go to Funko's website. It's not yet available for order, but when it does, sometimes these exclusives go fast. So if you want it, nab it if you see it. And then the other exclusive is an Amazon sleeping or evolving Godzilla. Really cool one. He's kind of curled up on the ground. It's a really adorable looking one. That is an Amazon exclusive one. Just pop in Amazon and type in, Godzilla Funko Pop and you'll find it. And then the other Funko Pops obviously have the supersized Godzilla and Kong. And then there's a Godzilla and Kong keychains. So that would kind of complete the wave 1 of figures that you would need if you're after everything. And I have not yet seen the keychains yet anywhere. So guys, let me know your thoughts on all these Funko Pops in the comment section below. Which one is your favorite? You know me, my favorite is the big man, the king, Godzilla. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next one.